Hello, chat. Good evening. It is almost Sunday night. Dang, the weekend's gone. Kind of sucks. A little bit. Just a little bit here. But we've got a little bit of a funny lawsuit and a little bit of an issue of, 3D printing guns. And obviously, that's not a topic we could talk a whole lot about here on YouTube. But it's interesting because this one's going to be kind of a bit of a kit bash because 3D printing guns and copyright law. And how does that all work together? Now, I know some of you probably already saw Runkle covering it. I think he did a great job on things. But this is something I didn't have time to get to and was planning on for this weekend. And I think this is, we're still going to do it. We're still doing it tonight, chat. We're doing it live. If you guys are new, my name's Sean, also known as Potentially Criminal. I am a defense attorney in the Cleveland, Ohio area, and we focus on, criminal defense here, but we focus on all kinds of other legal topics as well. So I thank you guys all for being here. And we are... Scott White says, who the hell used Anchor Made? Well, I needed a stock. I just needed a picture of a 3D printer for the thumbnail. That's why we used it. So that's why it's there. Can you 3D print bread? I think you probably can at this point. When you can 3D print meat. So it's coming. It's coming. Torgo, that's kind of the long and short of it, but it gets even worse. Gets even worse. The two people in the thumbnail are not the same person. I didn't have a picture of Cody without a beard on that I could have used, so that's kind of why I got stuck with it. Actually, hold on here. Can I find a better one of Cody Wilson without a shave? Actually, yeah, this could have been better. Yeah, I'll read you the thumbnail chat while we're talking for a minute here. Anyways, I hope you guys are all doing very well. Hope you guys had a nice weekend. So last night we tried to get the air compressor running for the models. Did not want to work, which really sucks. But hey, we'll survive. There's nothing I can do about that, at least for right now. So, like I said, we shall survive for another day, and we'll make it. I promise. I've got some other parts already ordered. I got a new regulator and things coming around that I'm going to take care of. So that should alleviate some of the issues that we had before. Because, yeah, I was not a big fan of how that all went, chat. And like I said, I apologized to all you guys last night who came in there and thought we were going to have a fun time. Yeah, it kind of sucked. And like I said, I really apologize for that because that's no fun for anybody. And honestly, I mean... I kind of felt like crap. I promised you guys something fun, and we were going to do it, and it just did not go as planned. Which I didn't think it was going to be that difficult, but you find out the parts break as you need them, and it's like, I guess how it works with live TV sometimes. Sometimes you are the man. Sometimes you're on top of the world. Sometimes the world is on top of you, which I guess it's a life lesson for all of us, I guess. Something to think about. Anyways, we are going to get started, talk about the saga of Matt LaRosiere, also known as FuddBusters, friend of the show. You guys remember that name? Yes, he is FuddBusters. And yes, he is a friend of the show. And also Cody Wilson. Now, if you guys don't know who Cody Wilson is, I remember Cody Wilson because back in the day, he was the guy who led the charge with 3D printing for firearms. If you guys remember him if you don't remember him, and I wish I could show you pictures of this stuff, he created the Liberator. Liberator was a single-shot pistol made out of 3D printed material that had just enough in it so it would avoid the Untraceable Firearms Act. So it was a 3D printed, I believe, 22 at the time, and then they had plans for it to be upgraded to more and more stuff. Anyways, that took the world by storm, and at the time, Cody was the man, basically. He had been there, done that. He was the toast of the town. He was unstoppable. Well, after a while, Cody ended up starting Defense Distributed. And it got to the point where the 3D printed files, he was actually stopped by the State Department because he was violating the International Trafficking in Arms Regulations Act regulations, known as ITAR. And ITAR is actually a really big deal. If you guys aren't familiar with ITAR, consider yourself lucky. It governs a lot of things which you're trying to sell when involving the use of firearms and just equipment. So it's not just guns, but it's military related defense articles, a lot of things actually. In fact, there was a case of a encryption program called Pretty Good Privacy, PGP. The guy who created it was actually arrested and charged with violating it because he had made encryption. And encryption is one of the things that can violate, it's a restricted item at times, depending on how good it is and the quality of the restrictions and of what's being created. So, um, you have to be careful about that. It is a real thing. Um, like I'm not joking. It is a serious issue. So, if like for example, people sending stuff to Ukraine, you have to be very careful because you might be violating ITAR. And if you violate ITAR, oh boy, you don't have a good day. You don't have a good day. You don't have a good day. I could say that. That's the least I can say is going to happen because generally speaking, that's putting it mildly. So that is what ultimately happened with Cody. He ended up getting and securing he went to court, took the State Department to court, and actually did a good job. He kind of held their feet to the fire, and eventually they allowed him to get an FFL, and he took care of all of his business that way. With this FFL, he ended up doing what he wanted to do. And from there, Cody ended up getting arrested for being encountered with a minor. And that's probably, I'm going to put it nicely. I'm going to put it nicely, chat, because I'm trying to be nice about it. He got caught for having an encounter with a minor. And you're like, oh, okay, well, yeah. So Cody had to go do the register at the sheriff's department thing. And that kind of ruined everything going forward for him because obviously when you're in that position, well, you're not really going to do well. And it's not good for the brand when you're, that's just, a kiddie person. So, Cody's been kind of out of the game. Now, what happened from there? Well, what happened from there is he has been involved in different projects, Defcad, Defense Distributed. He created the Ghost Gunner, which is would allow you to do various things. And it was allowing you to make ghost guns, spooky ghost guns. And he's been involved in this for quite a while still, even though he's had all these legal issues. Now, what happened with all these legal issues? Well, nothing really happened. He's still a prohibited person at this point. He's still, he's still accused of touching them children's, and trying to go waiter out and get thems. Which, I mean, yeah, not a good look. Not a good look. So that's where we are. That's who we're dealing with. And you guys obviously know Matt LaRosiere, FuddBusters, attorney. Also, he was involved in the Matt Hoover case, the auto key card case. So you guys, I know you guys know who he is. And I know that one of the things he is battling right now is Matt Hoover's appeal. He's also doing Tate Adamiak down in Virginia. He was a guy who also kind of caught some bullshit from the feds as well. And the way the case was reported didn't really sound good to him. But now that I'm reading about it and talking with Matt about it, it's actually a lot different. What's FuddBuster's name? Matt LaRosiere. You'll see his name in a second. Am I keeping Clyde safe from the Haitians? The Haitians are too far away. So Mike says, who's doing the children thing? Cody Wilson. Cody Wilson is not somebody you'll ever see on the show. Yes, you're on FuddBuster's side for any reason other than he's not a better one. Real quick, guys, I have fixed something here for you. Why is this? Hold on here, chat. Why did this not work here? Well, Cody tried to do a kid. I don't think he did a kid, but he tried to, and he got stung. So that's what happened to Cody. So that's the saga of Cody. And obviously, Matt has been fighting the good fight here on the Second Amendment side, is involved in a lot of things here. So that is where, and I put it, guys, he is the guy on the left-hand side. I found a better picture of Cody while we were just talking. I threw him up in the thing. So we'll use a different picture of these two because it'll differentiate between them more. And Matt's probably messaging me like, Why do you make me look like Cody? I'm like, well, you guys both have beards. I don't know what you want me to do. So, deal with it. Anyways, we're gonna get started here, and this is a lawsuit surrounding 3D printing guns here. Well, guys, there's nothing to share. There's no screen to share. There's no screen to share right now, so deal with it. Okay, that's part of the issue here. I don't have a screen to share with you right now, so you're like, share, boomer. Well, there's nothing to share, sweetheart. I'm talking about your thumbnail, and you have to look at your thumbnail. I can't look at the thumbnail for you. So that's the issue. Now, why did this thing not load? Son of a bitch. All right. So it involves a lawsuit. This is a federal lawsuit. And guys, remember, copyright is covered under federal law. It is the sole jurisdiction of the federal government in that regard. Copyrights are governed. They're listed in the Constitution. So that's where this case is starting out at. So before you have any other issues, that's the primary focus of it. Although there are other state law claims, the primary issue here is, and there you go. So Cody is the guy on the left if you guys are looking at the thumbnail there. Cody, I thought he did a kid. I think he got caught getting ready to do a kid. Now, that may have been bait by the feds because obviously the feds were not fond of Cody at the time, but hey, still says a lot about you. Yeah, they got caught EDP style. Yes. All right. So with that said, we have the two people, and here, you know what? I'll show you. Cody Wilson. This is Cody Wilson here. He's basically, he calls himself an activist, self-styled activist. This is Cody Wilson, chat. You guys have never seen him before. Well, there's Cody Wilson, the gun guy, but then there's this is Cody Wilson back when he was taking a younger picture. It's a younger picture of Cody Wilson. So that's Cody Wilson, and then obviously Matt LaRosiere, FuddBusters. If you guys remember him, you know him, you love him. This is their boy. Here, let's hear it for the boy. Matt. There's Matt. There's Matt being a good boy. There he is. Just being a good boy, the big old smile on his face. Doing lawyer stuff right here. There's Matt being a good boy. So there's Matt, if you guys didn't know who he was. So those are two people you're looking at. Now, we get started with the lawsuit. It's a Middle District of Florida in Orlando. Now, Orlando is where Matt lives, so you're thinking, well, wait, how does that work? Don't you normally file where the defendant is? Well, we'll see about that. So it's Matt versus Cody. Now, there's Defcad, Inc., Defense Distributed, and oh, how the hell do you pronounce this? Dioscoroi LLC. Now, guys, remember, LLC means Limited Liability Corporation. Incorporated just means incorporated. But these are Cody Wilson's organizations that he runs. Kimbo says, is who gay? No, Matt is not gay. Matt is happily married. Yes, there's laws in this, but this is not a lawsuit. Cody's responses will be law worthy. But here we go. So it's an action for copyright, false designation of origin, and unfair competition under the Lanham Act. Guys, the Lanham Act is the act that established copyright, and that's where we go from here. That's federal law. And then for the unauthorized publication of name or likeness and unjust enrichment under the laws of the state of Florida. So they point out that Matt, and this is where you guys want to figure out, well, how is we in federal court for this other stuff? Matt is a resident of the state of Florida, and he owns a business in Florida. Now we get to the defendant Cody Wilson. He is not in Florida. He has a bunch of companies, though, Defcad, Defense Distributed, and Dioscuri. I don't know how you say that. Anyways, those are his businesses. Now, some of you are saying, well, why isn't Matt suing under MAF Arms? Matt doesn't have to. Matt can sue as an individual. And we'll explain also, we'll get to it showing why he's an individual, suing as an individual. So, like, it's just Matt. There's no Ivan. There's nobody else. There is no talking rats. Sorry about that, guys. No, none of that. It is just Matt being a good boy. So they point out that Cody Wilson exerts complete control over the business entities, and that's true. He runs them. He owns at least 80% of them. Okay. And each of these entities constitute a single enterprise. Yes. They point out that these are the alter ego relationships specific to each defendant are pled below. Now, guys, the alter ego issue is where normally a corporation is your shield. You set up a corporation, the corporation takes the slings and arrows for you. If you're an alter ego, you're basically doing all the stuff for them. There is no distinction or separation between you and the corporation, so now you're liable. So it's a very easy concept. Basically, it's called piercing the corporate veil, but it's how you get entwined in your corporation's bullshit. This is how they come after you. Now, they point out all the defendants have identical addresses, corporate directors and owners, which isn't a problem in of itself, but when you, once again, Chad, it's just kind of like when you're building a warrant. 1 brick isn't a problem. 5,000 bricks is a wall. Now, Dioscuri is the only one that has different ownership interests. They talk about Cody Wilson and his alter ego corporate defendants are engaged in a corporate shell game, which allows Wilson to dissipate assets to avoid judgment. To be fair, that's the purpose of a corporate entity, is to dissipate assets and avoid a judgment. I want you to sue the company, not me. So yes, it is a bit of a way you shield yourself, but obviously they're pointing out he's doing a lot more than just the normal interest of a corporation. I'm just pointing out to you guys, that alone isn't an issue, but it's how he's doing it is the problem. He has transferred the assets of the corporations to third parties and himself. Now that shows he's hiding assets. You can't shield your corporation's assets. Sometimes your corporation's got to take the hit. And then here becomes the big problem for Cody Wilson. He has commingled his own assets with the assets of the corporate co-defendants. Well, that becomes an issue because if you're trying to sue, for example, you're trying to sue Defense Distributed Incorporated. Well, what do you do now? Well, who do I sue? I sue the company. Okay. Well, now I need judgment against that company. Well, Cody's going to say, I'm not involved in it at all. But when you use the company's bank account as your own personal checkbook, but you are involved in it. And you take, like, if you earn money, you're putting it in the company's bank accounts. Well, everything gets commingled. What's what? We don't know. It's the same reason why attorneys, when you have a trust fund, you don't commingle your assets with that of your client in the trust fund. When it's your turn to take money out, you get the money out and you put it in a separate account. You never commingle because it's just a mess and nothing's clear. We want to make things clear. And if you're trying to sue somebody, well, if you don't make things clear and you bungle up your books, sorry, that's your problem. And, frequently using those of Defense Distributed to support an extravagant lifestyle. Well, that's not uncommon. People write themselves out big salaries, or they'll rent out a car. The car is leased or rented by the corporation. That's how the corporation owns all this stuff. I don't. The townhouse I have, sorry, that's in the corporation's name. All these different things you'll set up. And yes, here Cody used a vehicle and other assets belonging to Defense Distributed for strictly personal matters. So, well, that shows now, well, he's not just using it for business. He's using it for his own benefit. Well, now he's really commingling assets. In August 2018, he emptied every cryptocurrency account connected to himself and then the existing business defendants into a single account. Once again, commingling. Everything's mixed up now. Means it's all yours. Then Cody transferred the contents of the consolidating transfer to another cryptocurrency account accessible to him only for his personal use. Once again, if you're writing if you're buying things and using the company's checkbook, well, people are going to assume, well, you are the company. And that makes sense because if you weren't, you were embezzling, and therefore the shareholders could come after you. But if you're the shareholders, you could do whatever you want. And then, yes, they commingled all the cryptocurrency. Well, that's not a good thing. He continues to commingle the money and other assets, chiefly defense distributed. Now, can you uncommingle things? Yes, you can re-separate things out. It's hard, and it takes a while, but you can do that. They talk about the improper use of corporate forms, and they, and they have damaged and are designed to damage Matt LaRosiere in numerous ways, including but not limited to lost revenue from infringing activities, and enabling Cody to personally use the corporate forms. And he means the corporate forms, meaning the LLC, the incorporation, to amplify his personal torts. Remember, personal torts are the acts he's committing against Matt, and shield the assets from Matt's inevitable recovery. So Cody's going to try and say, look, you can't take anything. It's all mine now. The corporations, look, sorry, the corporations are broke. Womp, womp, womp. You can't cover for me. That's what he's trying to do here. And Matt's trying to say, look, he's intentionally playing the game. And this is the thing. You can't get, if you're sneaky, you can get away with the game. But when you suck at it, people tend to notice. Now, they point out Defcad is a corporation organized under the state of laws of Delaware. Remember, Delaware is the home for corporations, with commit registrations in the state of Arkansas and, most importantly, Tejas. Defcad is the alter ego of Cody Wilson because Cody Wilson exerts control over it and is the sole director and owner. Defcad does not have a registered agent listed with the state of Delaware Secretary of State. Defcad may be served by serving its alter ego, Cody Wilson. Defcad's orchestration lists a principal address of somewhere in Austin, Tejas. Its officers are Defendant Wilson as president and Morgan Noble as incorporator. Now, the incorporator doesn't have to be the same person as the owner or the officers. Those are different people, different roles. The person who applies and puts it all down. Now, remember, guys, we talked about this before. The registered agent. What is the registered agent? The registered agent is when you're trying to serve service on that person. So I want to sue Defcad. Okay, well, the registered agent would be Legal Mindset. So that means I have to go to Legal Mindset and either mail him or have a process server or myself go serve him with the complaint or a lawsuit. He accepts process. He accepts all. He's the legal face of the company that you direct those things to. But they don't have one. So there's not one listed in the Delaware Secretary of State. Now, Defcad's registration lists a mailing address of here in Austin, and it lists Defense Distributed, another corporate. It lists his other corporation as a registered agent. Now, I'm surprised you can do it like that in Texas, but hey, okay. And then you would go to there. How do you serve them? What's their address? It has the same Donnelly Drive address. Now, the Texas registration for Defcad lists Cody Wilson as director, and it lists his address as 4610 Questway Drive in Austin, Tejas. Defcad is the owner and operator of the website defcad.com. This website hosts and distributes downloadable three-dimensional models of various firearms and accessories, plus documentation and photographs relating to those models. Yes, Defcad does exist. Don't go to Defcad, chat. Do not go to Defcad. It is a bad website. You don't want to go there. If you really want gun stuff, go to the catalog or just cruise around on Odyssey. Yes, that same Odyssey. You could find all kinds of 3D printed files and all that fun stuff hanging out there. Don't go to Defcad. Don't be gay. Don't go to Defcad. Be cool. Go to the catalog. Go to Odyssey. That's where good boys go. To access the files, Defcad requires prospective downloaders to purchase a subscription through ddlegio.com, itself proclaiming to be Defense Distributed's technical and legal support fraternity. That just sounds really cringe. Sounds really, really cringe. Yes, FedCAD gives names to the feds. Yes, it does. That's how you stay away from FedCAD. And it's owned by Defense Distributed. And they also publish a blog where they pronounce news about Defcad. And Cody frequently posts updates or causes updates to be posted to the Defcad blog. Yeah, well, no, we don't care about the blog. Cody's the only director or executive officer of Defcad. And they say Defense Distributed is incorporated, and its mailing address is Donnelly Drive in Austin, Tejas. Cody Wilson is listed as their registered agent, director, and governing member. So see, you can serve Cody because he is the registered agent. Remember, the registered agent then went from here to here to here. Okay, well, Defcad's agent is another corporation. Okay, well, what's that corporation's person? Oh, it's Cody. Cool. Defense Distributed does business at ghostguns.com, Legio, DD Legio, and Ghost Gunner. So yes, if you ever heard of the Ghost, I think I mentioned this, the Ghost Gunner and ghostguns.com, that's all Cody Wilson. If you're following him on Twitter, it's all shitty bullshit. Stay away from it. So they extract the revenue from the Legio memberships. And they offer for sale and advertise USB flash drives that contain the sort of works found on Defcad through its e-commerce site, ghostguns.com. Defense Distributed publishes and maintains a blog at DD Legio where it talks about Defense Distributed and Defcad. Oh, damn it, guys, sorry. When you guys don't, like, freak out and put shit on screen, like, like, you guys have to do, like, I don't see that. Sorry, I'm looking at the other screen. I just see it just chugging along, just boop, boop, boop. So there, okay, guys. So you heard me talking. Cody Wilson is in charge of all these organizations. All right. Cody Wilson is the only director and member of Defense Distributed. Defense Distributed accepted cryptocurrency since 2013, and that's when I remember Cody Wilson coming on the scene. You get mad when we tell you. I don't get mad. It's just like a couple people tell me cool, and then it's like another 5 minutes of it. It's like, well, no, I already caught it. We caught it. Defendant Wilson diverted many of the payments to himself. Now, Dioscuri, I don't know how you pronounce this or what it is incorporated in Texas, and it has a different address, Gation Lane in Kingsbury. The registered agent is listed as ZPA, and its registered office address is 4610 Crestway Drive. Huh. Isn't that funny? So that's how you do this. This is how you do this. You just point out, it's all circular. They all reference back to each other. Crestway Drive is the same address as Cody Wilson. His capacity as Defcad's director. It's his residence. Dioscuri operates also precursorparts.com. Credit card purchases from Ghost Guns are conducted through Dioscuri's precursorparts.com, who takes payment for the USB drives. Now, how would you know all this? Because you'd have to go online and buy stuff from them, and you can figure out what's there, and you figure out who's in charge. Remember, guys, paper trails are serious, serious business. No, Otto, I don't hate everyone. I just hate you. Stabby says, I shared the PDF of what? Hold on. I don't know what we're talking about. Hold on, chat. Interesting cases of what? Where are you? What are we hitting on here? Stabby, I don't see. I'm in interesting cases. I don't see what you're talking about. So that's not helping me. Yeah, the interesting cases channel of Discord. You'd like to read it? I didn't see it there, so. Anyway, guys, we're going to keep going here. So Cody Rutledge Wilson. Cody's a natural person who resides in Austin, Texas. Now you see why we're using Texas. Now we have diversity jurisdiction for the state law claims. But at the end of the day, we have the federal stuff, and the federal stuff will carry the day. But so that's why if this was just the under state law, you could still do it in federal court because you have diversity jurisdiction. But the federal claims will take care of that issue completely. So they talk about he's got primary control of Defcad. He's got primary control of Defense Distributed. And their subsidiaries. He has primary control of Dioscuri. Or Scoury. I don't know. Scouring pad. At all times, Cody Wilson either performed or directed the complaint of conduct. And they're pointing out this is his action. He did all this. Sergeant Doran says, my cat Freya says hi. Well, hello. Brittany says, as opposed to natural, That's just, it's legal verbiage. It's just the way you do it. Now, the jurisdiction is over 17 USC 101, etc. That's the Lanham Act, and then they also have diversity jurisdiction there. There's supplemental jurisdiction under the laws of Florida pursuant to 28 USC 1367. Because they're so related to the claims under federal law, they form a part of the same case or derive from a common nucleus or operative fact. So if that makes sense to you guys, remember, his claims are copyright infringement, but also unauthorized publication of name or likeness in unjust enrichment under the laws of the state of Florida. That is what... Hold on. Were you in here, Matt? FuddBusters, who will win? Aw, he's here tonight, chat. Say hello to him. Say hello to Matt, everybody. He is here tonight, and then where was Ivan? Where was he at? IvanPrintsGuns, come. Yes. And don't worry, actually I will get to this real quick, guys, before we get into the jurisdiction of the parties here. I did reach out to Matt for if he had any quote or comment on this, and he did reach out to me, and he did point out that his statement from Matthew Relosier was, and I quote, "Come." Couldn't have said it better myself. Chat. Yes, you have two channels, FuddBusters, and you have two of them. Yes. As a Balm says, "Come." Yes, come. Did you not understand his quote? Did you not understand his quote? Yes, Fudd already wins because he doesn't diddle minors. Yes. Well, that's right. Suckboy Tony's here. Oh, hello. Yes, holy shit, that's good. Yes. He's gonna come in, Cody. I don't think Matt wants to. I think Matt is okay with not having that as an option here. All right. Now, the personal jurisdiction of Defcad. Now, why are they done that? Because they point out that they're subject to the general personal jurisdiction in the Middle District of Florida because it engaged substantial and not isolated activity in Florida, advertising and selling works like the infringing works of the state of Florida. And they point out that it committed a tortious act within the state. And they were accessed, the copyrighted works were accessed by people, including the plaintiff. And the personal jurisdiction of all the entities here are not a big concern here. Because they have all done these things. And remember, these acts were committed in Florida. And we'll get to show you how these acts were committed in Florida. So Cody Wilson does have, contacts and jurisdiction here. So the venue's proper pursuant to 28 USC 1391. And they talk about the background. And guys, I remember Cody Wilson back in 2012 and 2013. It was a different time, Chad. It was a very different time. And then around 2020, Defcad began to invite authors to upload works to their site. In addition, Defcad downloaded works it came across on the internet and redistributed them without authorization. And then in 2020, Defcad began to require members to download and purchase the membership from DD Legio. The price of a Legio membership is varied, but typically costs about $60 per year. And you know what happens, chat? If you go to the catalog is free. It doesn't cost you a dime. And then if you go on Odyssey, guess what? That doesn't cost you anything either. And you can get all the same crap from Defcad that you can get on the catalog and Odyssey for free. And I'd argue probably better designs too. So don't go to Defcad, please. I guess I will say, in all honesty, I do know that I know Matt's been working on this lawsuit for a little while, so it's been kind of funny to see it actually come to fruition and get deployed. So as we keep going, concurrent with the 2020 changes, Defense Distributed began offering for sale physical USB drives containing many of the same works. Thoughts on the blog's respective corporation's website, and they post announcements concerning their operation. Throughout these posts, Wilson and the companies have boasted about the publication of the copyrighted files. Now, he's done it multiple times, and they talk about the plastic off being now on Defcad. You guys remember, get the plastic off on the catalog. You don't need to go on Defcad to get the plastic off. The plastic off is a plastic AK-47 receiver. That works. Now, some of you might be saying, why is Cody doing all this? Well, Cody is an asshole, but Cody also is an uber libertarian, which, imagine that, an uber remember, as the joke goes with uber libertarians, you eventually get down the road of, well, what if she could consent? And guess what happened with Cody? He got down the road of, well, she could consent. Cody does not believe in copyright. He believes that that is a control asserted that by capitalism, and that it's unfair, it stifles competition, and all those things that libertarians, the hardest of hardcore libertarians, find wrong with the world. And like most libertarians, he is not willing to go live out in the woods, so we are where we are. Actually, it's an AKM. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Yes. Yes, actually, it's an AKM. Eric says, if you're trying to start a website, a questionably legal website, using my name and address. Yeah, that's it. Yes. Okay. So these posts go back as far as acknowledging the plaintiff's work is prohibited copyright law, and they're authored in whole or part by Cody. Now, the Defcad has an employee uploading infringing works to the site, and their administrators update the web pages hosting the works. And they've been uploaded by their creator, when in reality, these were uploaded without the creator's permission. So it'll say whoever created it, and they'll have it underneath, but they never got comment for that. They never got approval for that. So they talk about each named infringement below is an infringement of works. And for each of the works at issue, plaintiff either holds a copyright registration certificate or has a pending timely copyright registration filed with the Copyright Office. And those are the two ways you could go out and enforce copyrights through court. You own the copyright by creating the work, but to enforce it, you have to have the registration. So that's why copyrights are registered. Now, on March 17th, they talked about, and Cody Wilson uploaded the Amigo Grande. The Amigo Grande is the G3 3D printed setup, wherein you could take a 3D printer, print out a big honking thing that you could shove all your G3 parts into, and it will operate. It's one of the creations out there, and it works. The Amigo Grande's infringement contains exact unauthorized reproduction of 100 of plaintiff's registered photographic visual arts works that depict the Grande, which have a United States copyright registration. Cody then later uploaded Matthew's Patent Project 99 to Defcad, the MPP 99 infringement. And once again, this is put on Legio, and you had to pay to download it. And then, wait, is it MPP 99? I thought it was just the MP 99. And guys, I'd love to show you pictures of these. The problem is, I can't show them to you because YouTube will fucking nuke me. So, it is out there. If you guys want to Google these, you can find them. Or if you know, some of you probably already know what I'm talking about. Yes, but the MP99 infringement contains reproduction of 63 of the plaintiff's registered photograph visual arts that depict the MPP99 and have a registration number. The infringements also contain an exact unauthorized reproduction of the visual arts works, namely a 3D model predicting a handgun frame. Remember, they created that work of art on there, so they own the copyright to it. Yes, I'm going to be careful scrolling down. I know there's pictures. The Amigo grade. Oh, hi, Johnny. Yeah. Typo detected. Well, there's Amigo Verde. There's all kinds, guys. There's also the Amigo Verde, which is the set Miel setup you can do. Post it in locals. Yeah, I won't. 10KV says, what if you only charge for accessing the content? Well, that's basically the same thing. He's paywalling it, and he's paywalling stuff that's not his. And we'll get to the big thing here. And we're going to get to the reason why this all happens and why Matt can do this and why Matt's doing this. Is there an Amigo Venti? Well, Ivan, if you're out there, Amigo Venti time, you need to do that. You need to do an Amigo Venti. Make that in like 50 cal. So they talk about the MP99 infringement. And then there's the Boobar 10. And the Boobar contains the exact unauthorized reproductions of the photographic visual arts that depict the Boobar. Then there's the KF5. The same thing. You're paying Legio membership to do it. It's being downloaded. And it's the registered photographic visual arts works that depict the KF5. On October 13th, there are USB drives containing the KF5, the Amigo Grande, and the MPP99 available on ghostguns.com. These are continued for sale, and they contain the unauthorized reproductions. And these were delivered by mail to individuals in the great state of Florida and nationwide. Then on December 7th, Cody Wilson uploaded the SF5 to defcad.com. The SF5 is the MP5. Oh, what does he call it? Hold on. Odyssey. What do they call it? Hold on. The Schlenk Flugelman. The Schenk Flugelman 5. The SF5. The great state of Florida. Yes. Oh, Ivan, you're saying the Amigo Verde is a thing that sent me out. Yes. Oh, Cody has not stolen it yet. It released the same day as a lawsuit dropped. Interesting. Oh, I thought he had already. Oh, God, you know what? I just know. You know what? That makes sense because I've watched you developing the Amigo Verde. So, yeah, you just did release, but I've seen you like working on it. So, yeah, it's not that new yet. It's still new. Too hot for this hood single. Das Boot says the Methno state of Florida. Yes, I'm sure Matt would not disagree with you. Devil Eyed Elvis says, I hope Matt wins, even though he wants me to die from colon cancer. Oh, that's funny. We've got like everybody here tonight, Chad. It's like if you know, you know. If you know, you know. You know what's going on, chat. Oh. Yes, GWAT veterans are so patriotic for fighting bravely for our greatest ally. Oh, God. This is... Amon Reza says, wait, is Matt charging for the designs? No, Matt does not charge for the designs. The designs on the catalog, it does not cost you a dime to download these things. You literally go on thegatalog.com, click on what you want, and download it. So, no, there is no cost to download these items. Now, the parts for these guns, like the metal parts, like a barrel or the parts kits, that will cost you money. But you cannot, you won't have to pay for the 3D printed files. Yes, the catalog. You can download all kinds of shit. So they talk about also the SF5, the El Rato, and the Yeet 22 were posted by Cody to Defcad. And Cody acknowledges this week we've seen the upload of the SF5, and you need a Legio membership to pay for it. J-Rock says, can I download them all from Matt and resell them? No, you cannot. And we'll get to that in a minute. So SF5 contains the exact, once again, the visual works that depict the SF5. And the visual arts works mainly a 3D model depicting the gun, the SF5. There's also a unauthorized reproduction of the literary works, including a README. And guys, for these files, they all come with READMEs. In fact, there's a README for like the Hitchhiker, which is one of the guns we're going to talk about. And it just tells you, hey, what we did with this one, what did I do with this one, why I did this, why are we looking at it, what's the point behind it. Those are all things that are existing out there. And I don't have the, I don't have that. So they keep going, and the README is a written document. It's kind of like you never have to copyright it, but you can. You can copyright any literary work, an instruction manual, or a comment on why I made this, and you include it in your README. Guess what? That's copyrightable. So the SF5 infringement contains another exact unauthorized reproduction of registered literary works, namely written documentation concerning the SF5. And you can register all this stuff, guys, when you make these things. Okay, so the two works copied in the SF5 infringement contain hidden watermarks, which leave no doubt as a fact these works were copied. The images of the watermarks can be seen below. And it says not licensed for commercial sale, use, subscription, or sale. Copyright 2023, Matt LaRosiere. So there you go. Mike says, are these files considered stolen property? No, you can download them and do whatever you want with it. You just can't sell them for subscription or sale. But you could host them on another website if you wanted to and just have them downloadable. That would seem kind of stupid, but let's say you wanted to be autistic and catalog all the guns yourself and make your own catalog of every 3D printed file ever, and it was open to the public and didn't cost a dime. That would probably be okay. I'm sure Matt would be fine with that, but it'd be really fucking weird. So additionally, the works, they contain this. Note the images, notices can be seen below. Once again, they point out that the work registered here has an invisible small disclaimer text. The work registered there also includes a small 3D visual model that depicts the disclaimer text. And here it is, guys, where it talks about the disclaimer text. It talks about the walls, and walls are like how many layers when you're printing. The nozzle, it tells you what type of nozzle, the layer height. The layer height means 0.15 millimeters each layer that 3D prints. The temp tells you how hot you need to be operating at, 230 degrees. So yes, it's really fucking hot. And infill, if you don't infill things right, your 3D printer can print things with cavities and make hollow spaces. So for example, like this bad boy right here was not printed at, full infill. Like you can print that at like 20%, 15%. And it saves on it because you're not using it. It's not a pressure bearing part. It's not a load bearing part. You can thin down on how much stuff works. So you can do all kinds of stuff with this. And that's what the infill, all those things give you the opportunity to do. So you see like the walls layer and the infill supports, where it talks about supports right here. That's actually when you're printing something. So if you're printing something with like a big overhang. So for example, you're printing a pistol receiver. It's going to print it from the ground up, standing up. Or it's going to print standing on its side, laying on its side. If there's gaps in there that have to be there, they'll print what are called supports, because otherwise the plastic will fucking fall in on itself. So you could print extra supports. That's how they set these things up. And they say all of the settings be left as default or whatever works best for you. So leave it alone. So that's what all this stuff means. If you guys have never seen it, I thought I would just include it so you guys know what that's all about. I'm not even a 3D printer guy. but I have one, but I'm an idiot when it comes to it. So just giving those of you out there who don't have one, what's all this stuff mean right here? But also, you can see once again, copyright Matt LaRosiere. Plaintiff became aware of the Amigo Grande infringement on or about December 10th. Became aware of the MP99 on December 10th. With the Boo Bar December 10th, the KF5 December 10th, the SF5 December 10th. And then on or about December 10th, from a computer located in Orange County, Florida, plaintiff accessed the Defcad website and downloaded the Amigo Grande infringement. And then on that same day, at that same time, he downloaded the MP99 infringement. He also did the Boo Bar infringement. He also did the KF5 infringement. He did the SF5 infringement. And the plaintiff filed the works copied in the Amigo Grande infringement with the USCO on December 23rd. The effective date of registration for the works infringed on Amigo Grande is December 23rd. Now, they say that Cody and his companies continue to reproduce and distribute the Amigo Grande, including all registered works therein, up to and including the present day. And he does the same thing for the MP99. And they talk about the Boo Bar. The same thing continues there. You guys notice for the KF5, it's the same thing again. So you notice there's a pattern. You do the same thing over and over and over again. You guys are horrible if I can read that. And then on we get to April 20 of 2024. April 25th, Cody posted, or Cosby posted, the title Mac 11 and the leaderboard to Defcad. On April 25th, Cody Wilson acknowledges that the step files were registered with the Copyright Office. Now, that's a very good hint to say, oh, I should probably take them down. Well, he didn't. On May 23rd, Cody uploaded, or caused to be uploaded, Plastikoff version 4 to Defcad, requiring a Legio membership again. And everything about the Plastikoff infringement contains an exact unauthorized reproduction of the registered literary works, including a written README, which is fine. You can register that. The Plastikoff also has other literary works, and then the visual artworks that depict the Plastikoff version 4. They also talk about the visual arts works, mainly the 3D model depicting the parts. And the reproduction is exact, except it's saved for the intentional removal of a copyright notice, which that looks bad for Cody because now it shows you knew it was copyrighted and you removed it. So keep looking good here, Cody. Looking good, buddy. So the works copy contained copyright disclaimers, which indicated the works were copyrighted. And it said plaintiff became aware of the PV4 infringement on May 23rd. Oh, hold on. What are we asking? Oh, what did Cody say when he reached out? Well, I'm sure Cody, yeah, we'll get to all those guys. Hang in there. On or about May 23rd, from a computer located in Orange County, Florida. Totally not the one Matt downloads his Japanese porn on. Different one. Matt accessed defendant's Defcad website and downloaded the PV4 infringement. Then on or about May 23rd, Cody posted his Manifesto, Black Flag white paper. In it, on Defcad, it cites Wilson's manifesto as Wilson Cody R. Black Flag white paper. And you can find it on Amazon with Cody Wilson listed as the author, which I'm sure if you downloaded it and reproduced it, I wonder how Cody Wilson would feel about that. I wonder how he'd feel about that, since he's always like, fuck copyright. That would be an hilarious thing, don't you think, out there? You know, Matt, I wonder if that would work. I don't know if you're still here, Matt, but wouldn't that be kind of funny? If you just went ahead and said, fuck it, I'm just going to buy it and then print it for free and publish it for free. I wonder how Cody feels about that. You know, I hate copyright so much. Well, then steal this book. Okay, we'll steal it. That would be a very fun way to do it. Just, and here's the thing. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm Ed Sheeran, guys. I'm just thinking out loud here. Oh, Matt says, I think he has the all rights reserved thing in his silly book. I thought Cody's about abolishing copyright and intellectual property is a stranglehold on development and the libertarian system and of way of life. Which oh, it said reverse, not reserved. Oh. Which is him, I think, thinking he is clever. Yes, all rights reversed. Well, it sounds like then he's given us permission to go print his book. If he's saying all rights are reversed, that means I have the rights. Yes, is it a copy left? Yes. His book sucks though. I didn't think it was going to be like the tour de force of libertarian thought for the next decade. He's no Lysander Spooner, I can tell you that much. It's 1 out of 10. It's barely comprehensible. Oh. Funny. That's good to know. I won't look at it then. In his manifesto, Wilson admits to personally removing or having caused the removal of one of the copyright disclaimers from the works copied in the plastic off infringement that was reproduced. Cody complains at length that individuals have asserted their copyrights against him. Yes, because you're stealing shit. He recognizes that Matt registered his files with the U.S. Copyright Office. In Wilson's manifesto, Cody admits that Matt's build guide is copyrightable. Yes, and that's the thing. You can copyright all of this. You put it all together, you're doing it. It's a literary work. It's an instruction manual. It's an informative thing. It's not a work of fiction or anything like that, but it's still copyrightable. All of this is copyrightable. The instructions are copyrightable. How to do it, all the methods are copyrightable. So he also admits to removing the affixed copyright for the Plastikoff 3D model. Under the theory, the only copyrightable part of the design is the copyright statement itself. So the copyright statement itself is a copyright protected thing. That's it. I mean, that is the wow. That is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard, chat. That is really fucking stupid. In his manifesto, Cody also identifies a website that he created, which presents a mock version of the Copyright Office's public records website. You know, the FedCAD website lists the Amigo Grande, the MPP 99, the SF5, and the PV4. And they point out that the works that defendant through Defcad reproduce or cause to be reproduced were reproduced in violation of the law. And Cody announced his manifesto on the DD Legio blog in May. In May 24th, he also wrote, the reason why you don't sue is because you got the law wrong on copyright. That and because you're a huge pussy. You know, guys, this is where Cody, I don't think he should have taken a page out of Nick's book and, you know, well, he did and said, sue me, I dare you. Well, you're getting fucking sued now. Don't dare people to sue you. Never a good fucking idea. Never a good idea. Mike says FedCAD, another typo, yes. Oh. Elvis saying Cody's basically the Disney Star Wars of philosophy, yes. Yes, Cody needs to hire Nick Rekieta, yes. Cody needs to hire Nick Rekieta and Ty Beard. Get that Texas lawyer involved. Yeah, I was going to say, FedCAD isn't a typo, I thought he said you didn't misspelled FedCAD. Yeah, no, it doesn't say you misspelled it. I mean, you didn't capitalize it, I guess. But that might be the typo. Anyway, don't do what Nick did and challenge people. Don't do what Cody did and challenge people because you're going to get challenged. Yes, Jay Stark is rolling in his grave. Jay Stark would hate what Cody's doing. Long live Jay Stark and the FGC 9. God bless that man. And the FGC 9 is something you guys can get on the catalog. It's out there, and if you go to mafarms.com, you can get a wind chime kit. that's out there for the FTC 9, along with many other wind chime kits. And if you use the promo code POTCRIM, you get 10% off. POTCRIM. Who is... Just message me. Oh no, somebody said Anna said my name. Oh God, that's scary. Oh, I didn't need that. That's actually stress now. So, and he says, anyway, I wrote a paper to commemorate the great pirates who lit our way. They pillaged so we could plunder. So that clearly establishes your intent. Thank you for sharing that with the class, Cody. And then using a pseudonym, plaintiff purchased a USB drive, advertises the catalog USB from Ghost Guns. Yes, he downloaded the catalog and is giving it away. Something you can get for free, people are paying for. Yes. Oh, meat candy? That's actually, yeah, there's a question for you, Matt. Why do some of the AWC guys, CY guys, why do they still support FedCAD? That is a question. I don't know the answer to that. Okay, Ivan is saying many of them don't. Some of them are financially involved with Cody's company, so they won't turn their backs on him. That makes sense. Thank you for clarifying, Ivan, because I did not know the answer to that myself. I kind of figured that might be the case. Cody's shower texting. Well, he doesn't have my number. Devil Eyed Elvis says FuddBusters and FuddBusters have the full support of the Leviathan group behind them. He shall be victorious. Well, you heard it here first. You heard it here first, chat. The Leviathan group is supporting FuddBusters. Matt says, I don't know shit about fuck. I just want to post cool pictures on the internet. Yes. Yes. Oh my God, that's so funny watching that. That was great to see the response. All right, so one day later, Cody Wilson shipped off or caused to be shipped the May 27 purchase. On May 31st, Matt received the May 27 purchase. The shipment contained a USB drive, a receipt, and a sticker advertising GhostGuns.com. The USB drive included an unauthorized digital reproduction of the KF5, the Amigo Grande, and a copy of Cody's Manifesto. From June 1st until July 17th. Uh-oh. Who is messaging me? Oh. These advertisements included offers for the sale of USB drives containing infringing copies of the works present in the May 27 purchase. Yeah, so plaintiff filed a certificate of registration of the works copied in the PV4 infringement with the U.S. Copyright Office within 3 months of the initial publication of the works copied. So on or about July 8th, Cody listed for sale the drives containing the plastic off on Ghost Guns. On or about July 10th, from a computer located in Orange County, where Matt doesn't definitely download all of his Japanese tentacle porn, it's a different computer, he purchased 2 USB drives from Ghost Guns. So this time he ordered the USBs to his office in Orange County, Florida, using his own name and email address. The one was advertised Plastikov version 4 USB by the catalog. This drive is advertised containing an unauthorized reproduction. The other USB drive in the July 10th purchase was advertised as the catalog USB, the same item he had purchased in May. When Pana selected the option to use a credit card for payment, he was redirected to precursorparts.com to complete the purchase where the plaintiff completed the purchase. Matt received an order confirmation for the July 10th purchase from Precursor Parts. On or about July 13th, Cody Wilson posted, or caused to be posted, the hitchhiker to defcad.com. Now, here's the thing, chat. The hitchhiker. The hitchhiker is that thing you guys have seen me showing on locals. It is a 3D printed single shot open bolt 22 caliber pistol or rifle, depending on how you build it. It is meant to be primarily 3D printed with only about, at this point now, I think Matt says less than, it's like 50, 60 bucks in metal parts, which include the barrel liner, the bolt, the recoil spring, the return spring, and a couple other items, including the fire control group. Everything else is printed. The receiver, the stock, the arms of the stock, the retractable stock are 3D printed. But like the trunnions, the bolt, the receiver, all of that is printed. The stock's printed. The front sight assembly is printed, and now you can get it with like a Picatinny rail on it. The barrel shroud, because you need a shoulder thingy that goes up, is printed. The front sight assembly, that's all printed out. It's all available for you there. So you guys can get that, and that's the one I've been showing you. And before we get any further, I'm going to show you guys this real quick. This is the part that's available on when you open up the Hitchhiker and download it. And we're not going to show anything dangerous or naughty by YouTube standards, but you have this here. This part here. All documents and related files. Right here, chat. All documents and related files. Copyright 2024, Matt LaRosiere. This is not licensed for commercial use, subscription, or download, or any paid distribution. If you paid money to get these, please contact the author for a reward. So Matt has also put out a bounty at this point when he released The Hitchhiker. He put out a bounty for people to come in and report that. And you can please contact Matt for a reward, and Matt takes care of you. Does anybody know what the mouth feel of the Hitchhiker is like? Yes. Oh, see, I'm bringing people together. Matt and Elvis are getting together. Aw, just like. So, this is where Cody really accelerates in the retardation chat. So, the Hitchhiker includes all 65 works of authorship that were published and filed a timely copyright application for on July 10th. The Hitchhiker infringement contains an exact unauthorized reproduction of the Hitchhiker. It contains the three-dimensional visual artwork of the 3D parts of the firearm, the Hitchhiker. It also includes the visual arts that depict the Hitchhiker. And there's a bunch of pictures that help you show you how it should look, how should all the parts look as you assemble it. I'd love to show you guys the Hitchhiker right now, but YouTube will kill us if we do that. You have to use a paid Legio membership to download it. And the works copied by Cody had affixed copyright notices. They did. Are we going to watch TYT to see them talk about the Baldo? And we could watch Sitch and Adam. We'll watch them in a minute. So on or about July 13th, Matt became aware of the Hitchhiker infringement. From that same computer in Orange County, Florida, that Matt totally does not use to download tentacle porn and Japanese, I don't know, what other creepy Japanese porns out there? He downloaded the Hitchhiker infringement. The registered works copied contain hidden watermarks and other unique features which are present in the files downloaded from Defcad. And that's, once again, guys, he's doing all this to show he got them there, and it's showing chain of custody. This is the program I downloaded, and I can prove it's mine because I have hidden things there. Jesus. Matt has at least 5 terabytes of Miku pictures on his PC. I bet that's not a surprise. That would not surprise me at all. That would not surprise me at all. Yes, pretend I don't know all the creepy Japanese categories of porn. Well, I don't. I don't. Yes, I know, Brad. Remember the watermarks, though. Nick is going to lose his mind. There's watermarks present. Nick is gonna lose himself. There's watermarks. It's not original. But these are the way Matt can show, look, they're hidden. I know they're there. How would I else know if I made it? So the following image depicts the three-dimensional work created by plaintiff as it was published and registered. So what you have right here, guys, is we can't show it because it's got, no stuff on it, but it has written through the parts the same warning Matt put in the Hitchhiker Guide. And similarly to the PV4 infringement, Cody removed the copyright notice from the 3D model. The following image depicts the same three-dimensional work that Cody distributed through Defcad. And he did that. So the model's watermarks and specific spacing of the components are exactly the same as Matt's. He just removed everything out of it. On the Defcad webpage advertising the Hitchhiker, the About section features a word-for-word copying of the theory of the project. Page of the plaintiff's registered textual work. And for Matt, he did do a registered text. He did do an about for this. And Matt's kind of theory behind it, and this is actually interesting to read if you guys have never read it, is Matt's theory of the project is one of the greatest utilities of printing guns is the positive mental health benefits of building something yourself. However, at the time of writing this, the economy is kind of fucked up, and that any affordable DIY 3D printed project that has any utility didn't exist because you needed at least like $300. And that's the thing. You can build a Glock frame. Cool. But then you have to shove all the Glock parts in it. And then you got to buy a Glock slide in it. You have to buy a complete slide and a barrel. Well, it's kind of the same thing like for the Amigo Grande. Yeah, you could print out the receiver, but then you need to buy a G3 parts kit, which is a couple $100. Or you need an MP5 parts kit, which is a couple $100. Or I'm not saying you're bad, Ivan, but I'm just saying that's kind of how this goes. With a lot of these guns, you need to spend a lot of money to buy all the parts but the receiver. And then he says, then I saw a cool and popular takedown ultralight 22s are and how useful they are. Most of them are hundreds of dollars and require extended manipulation to reload. Even the old Cricket 22s required 3 different manipulations. And he's like, I wanted to make something that was easy and affordable for a backpack. And he also wanted to clear up the issues about open bolt guns. And yes, there's nothing in the law forbidding an open bolt gun, even a semi-auto. The issue lies where some submachine guns are used, and an extra part to keep it from behaving like a submachine gun. And he says this is single shot from the ground up, and it auto ejects and auto cocks. There's no magazine to feed from, therefore it can't be regulated. I'm having a sure shot plastic cough. Oh no. No, chat. We're not doing that. Anyways, this is Matt's result here that in open bolt single shot design, if you got a little clever, it would solve the frustratingly long reload times present with 22s. There's multiple points of rim contact. Matt loves rim contact. Matt's all about rim contact, chat. And it makes the ignition more reliable than other 22s. And he says it's a Hitchhiker. It's a gun you only have to cock once. You pull the bolt back and insert a cartridge, which stays in there with the disconnector, and squeeze the trigger. The blowback forces the bolt to recock, and the primary series holds it open, and it ejects the casing. He says, I hope you enjoy the simplicity of design, its ease of use, and quick firing cycle. And then he gets into the hardware and tools. So it's all there. It's all there. Now, why do I bring that up? Because This Cody copied that, and he literally did. It's all out there for you to take a look at. Has anybody done an integrally suppressed hitchhiker yet? I'm sure that's coming out very soon. I don't know, but I'm assuming someone's working on it. I would I think that'd be pretty cool. That's the next step though. Because I will point out that PSR showed the 3D printed suppressors. He's been doing a lot with those. So we will see. So, anyways, guys, we're going to keep going here. And then on July 22nd, Matt had not received the July 10th purchase. In contrast, Matt contacted customer support to see why. Well, he was told by support that a support ticket had been entered to resolve the failure of the July 10th purchase. Matt has still not received the July 10th purchase as of the filing. And Runkle's right. I think, Matt, you could have waged a false a fraud claim. I think you might have had consumer rights claims there in the state of Florida, that under Florida law, he has violated his duty as you as a consumer to receive the items you paid for. So there might have been consumer rights things you could have done here, but I get that's a lot of work to put in there. But it's something to think about. So Eric's saying you have to be retarded to fire a 3D printed gun. Well, like the barrel's not 3D printed. The barrel's gonna be the barrel's a barrel. I mean, technically, like this thing here, it's a Glock frame with a Glock with a regular barrel and slide on it. That doesn't explode. Like it doesn't nobody's you don't just shove a cartridge into like a wad of 3D printed plastic and pull the trigger. It doesn't work like that. Even the plastic off. It's an AK trunnion, a metal trunnion and barrel shoved into a plastic shell. They don't explode. I'm just saying. Unless you're trolling. So anyways, on August 1st, Matt tried to download a new one, consisting of the same USBs. When Matt entered any information containing his name, office, and email, he was prevented from checking out. Oh, well, Cody was getting smart. That's interesting. When Matt entered an alias for his name, I wonder if he typed in Blatthew Belosier or, insert whatever, his adjoining office address and an alternate email and phone number. The ghostguns.com website allowed him to complete the purchase. I mean, if you're really going to do that next time, prohibit the entire zip code from being used. That would be a far smarter option, because then it looks like it's not as obvious. And that would have seemed a little more tricky, I think, and a little more scandalous at that point. Yes, Blatthew Belosier. That's what he would have used. Wasn't the Liberator all plastic? No, the Liberator had just enough of the barrel was really thick on. The barrel was dummy thick on. I think it was also just 22. Or was it 9mm? I forget. But it wasn't like you could shoot the shit out of them. I think eventually people put metal barrels in them. Yeah, not Matt. That would have been funny. So anyways, he made payment for the purchase and was accepted by Defense Distributed. Yeah, it had a drywall nail for a firing pin. Yeah, it was a 22. That's what I thought. So on August 5th, they shipped it out via USPS. And then Cody Wilson blacklisted or caused to be blacklisted Matt's identifying information from his web stores in an attempt to frustrate Matt for getting proof of the infringing activity. Because it's not like other people could help Matt either. On August 8th, plaintiff received the August 5th shipment. Unlike the May 27th one, the August 5th shipment did not include a sticker advertising Ghost Guns or a receipt. Once again, Matt, I think you could do oh my God, she's watched my stream. Oh, Jesus Christ. I need to go watch that clip. Holy shit. That's interesting. The August 5th shipment did not include a Ghost Gun sticker or receipt. Once again, I think that's a consumer protection issue that you should have raised with your Attorney General's office, Matt. I'm sure Cody would appreciate you addressing your legal issues in court. Unlike the U.S. beach ride delivered on May 27th, in contrast to what was ordered and advertised, the August 5th shipment contained only a PDF of Thomas Jefferson's notes on the state of Virginia, plus system volume information. And once again, Matt, I think you have a consumer products claim here that he violated his duties of good faith and fair dealing as a merchant in the state of Florida. I don't know how you would type that under Florida law, but you could point out that he did not give you what you paid for. So it's fraud, it's consumer related. I think there's a lot of things here. Hell, you could probably get the Federal Trade Commission involved. That would be a funny one. Ah. Oh, yeah. DC killing spree. Well, no, it's that he's not doing the same thing he does for all other consumers. That would be hilarious. Oh. So they based on the belief Cody, knowing it was Matt making the order, intentionally and fraudulently made the August 5th shipment different from what was ordered on the purchase date. So the first cause of action, copyright infringement under the Lanham Act, which he's reincorporating all the previous paragraphs here. At all times that there were photograph, visual, and textual works that were sold and they were infringing. Each of the works cited is a cause of action. So plaintiff holds a copyright registration for the United States Copyright Office. Count one is the 163 photographs that depict the Amigo Grande and the MPP 99. There is the literary work concerning a pistol project, the documentation concerning it. Then there is the three-dimensional artwork, the 3D model of the MP99. Then there's the 14 photographs of the Boo Bar. Then there's the 16 photographs of the KUF5. There are 34 photographs that depict the SF5. The three-dimensional work of the SF5. The literary work is the written readme concerning the SF5. The written documentation concerning the SF5, including its instructions. There's written documentation concerning the plastic off, which I think is pretty cool. I want to work on one of those. I need, you know what? That might be like the thing I want to print this winter is a plastic off. Because I don't have an AK. I don't have an AK, chat. Maybe I'll print a plastic off. I'll print the plastic off. I just got to get a parts kit now. Shit. Hold on. How much are... Hold on here. AK... Hold on. Apex... Non-parts... How much is an AK kit? AK-47. Parts kits for an AK. Well, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Polish AKM parts kit for $629. That's not bad. A Polish AK-63D. Well, that's interesting. But I need a barreled one. A barreled parts kit. $500 at MAF. Oh, he's got those? Oh. MAFarms.com. MAF-arms.com. I'm sorry, chat. Yes, use my own promo code. Yes. Let's see. What do we got here? Oh, yeah. No, that'll work. There we go. That'll work. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Yeah, that's still $600 for the whole thing. There we go. That's not bad. That's not a bad price. Sucky. You might recognize Matt from such clips as Sean, Nick, Matt, and Rob talking about anal. Oh. Yes. Yes. All right. So from at least May 23rd, continuing to the present, there was the Plastikoff readme. Then there was the Hitchhiker written documentation. And here's the point. Matt did not authorize Cody to copy, display, or distribute his works. Now you might say, well, Matt's not charging for them. Doesn't matter. I'm letting people have them. I'm not letting you sell them. You don't have the right to do that. I haven't authorized you to do that, is what he's telling Cody. So even though the Hitchhiker is free, that's how it works. Or at least the Miku photos. Matt better throw in trash on my order. I don't know if I want trash from Matt in my order. That scares me. Matt, that would scare me. I need to order it or to assume names so Matt doesn't know it's mine. As a result of its wrongful conduct, the defendant is liable to plaintiff for copyright infringement pursuant to 17 U.S.C. 501. Matt has suffered and will continue to suffer substantial losses, including but not limited to damages, business reputation, and goodwill. Because now people are saying, hey, what the fuck? Why are you hanging out with this piece of shit named Cody? Matt's like, it's not me. But they're like, it's your stuff on there. It's his reputation. You know, Cody's a scumbag. So I don't want his shit on, I don't want my shit on his website. And Matt has every right to enforce that. I don't want my stuff on a sex offender's website. And he has the right to enforce that. Use the G. Gordon Liddy trick. Have 2.0 by it. Yes. Yes. Matt has the right to do that. His goodwill. Because people think Cody's a piece of shit. Well, they don't. Matt doesn't want to be affiliated with him. Matt is entitled to recover damages, including any and all profits Cody has made, as well as wrongful conduct. And in the alternative, statutory damages. Well, here's the thing. How do we determine the profits from this? Well, it sounds like Cody's commingled all the money together. Does he have it? Does he have a way of accounting for it? If he can't, the court's going to be like, well, we're going to take a bunch. This is why you separate things out and can account for everything. And I doubt Cody's books are legit. So Cody's going to have to take a big old haircut here. And it says count 2. The copyright infringement as the defense distributed. So, guys, it's very much the same thing here. All the same counts, all the same things. Because defense distributed did it all too. And then the same thing for Dioscuri. However the fuck you pronounce this is awful. The same things, once again, they had no right to do it. And then the copyright for it, copyright infringement is the Cody himself. Once again, it's the same exact thing. Cody had no right to do it all, neither did his companies. And so as the counts 1 through 4, defendant Wilson willfully infringed as of registered copyrights. How are we doing on time here? We're doing okay. We're doing all right. Cody Wilson and the business entities infringed on the copyrights and the creative works by reproducing, distributing, and or publicly displaying the works through various Wilson-owned and operated websites, blogs, and online stores without proper approval or authorization. And they go through all of this there, and they point out that on March 1st, Cody uploaded or caused to be uploaded GunCAD history and value to the Defense Distributed YouTube channel, where he speaks at length. And Cody discusses his frustrations with individuals who have asked him to cease his unauthorized reproduction of their works. And here's where you get this. Here's where you get the douchebag libertarian fucking nonsense. Like, I like a lot of libertarian standpoints, but real libertarianism is fucking Lulbert. This is the Lulbert shit here. We resist the copyright, not just for historical reasons, like, oh, you know, its origins are in censorship, and, you know, it actually promoted, like, piracy. There are good libertarian stories for rejecting copyright, specifically through, like, Garrett mentioned about the First Amendment. Copyright is an instrument of the modern capitalist state, man. Copyright is an excuse to assert and reduplicate, you know, new types of control, man. New types of subjugation under the law. It's all about power with him and control. Kind of sounds like a communist, doesn't he? A little bit, doesn't he? A little bit. Talking about different aspects of control and power dynamics. Yeah, that sounds a little sussy to me there. Sounds a little sussy to me there, Tavares. You know, and under the law through agencies in the United Nations and, like World Leaders Property Organization and the World Trade Organization, things like all these things, and we're fighting that, okay? What he's trying to sound like Alex Jones, and we're going to fight the globalists, take care of everything out there, chat. But he's not even close. Not even fucking close. Yes, libertarianism, not even once. Yes, he wants equity, not equality. Yes. Yes. They're making the 3D printers gay. Stop it. It's making the PLA gay, chat. Arcade Outpost is saying, yeah, but on the flip side, you have Alan Wake, a game from 2010, getting an update to remove a David Bowie song, which is brain dead. Wait, really? They're removing it? That was pretty cool. Well, I mean, Alan Wake, the first one was cool, but not the second one. Yes, the Patriots are in control. Yes, the Patriots are in control, covering us. Yes, Devil Eyed Elvis says, Cody is mad he's banned from Big Brothers and Big Sisters of America. Yes, the Boys and Girls Clubs. Yes. And FuddBustersand says, I like that he's resisting copyright under the First Amendment, which is for the same document copyright protection is rooted in. Yes. And as you guys don't actually know that, we'll go back to the Constitution here real quick. The U.S. Constitution. So it's article, hold on here. Well, it's not going to load. We'll get to it when it loads up. Oh, there it is. Okay. So intellectual property. So when you look at the Constitution, you have Section 1, Article 1, Section 8, the enumerated powers, Clause 8, powers of Congress. They can promote the progress of science and the useful arts by securing for limited times to authors and inventors the exclusive right to the respective writings and discoveries. So what does that allow for? That allows for copyrights and patents. And copyrights and patents have been around forever. Because we believe that encourages a society and it promotes. So this is brand new. This isn't brand new stuff, guys. And then on June 3rd, Cody acknowledged in his blog it's been 5,568 hours. But it wasn't 525,600 minutes. The plaintiff requested the removal. The removal on August 2nd, Cody posted or caused to be posted the SF5 step master application for copyright registration to Defcad. The SF5 post contains a photocopy of a certified copy of the very first registration of a 3D printable gun model by none other than Matthew LaRosiere, Esquire, photo registration dated 12/23/2023. The post goes on to state 3D models of copyright registrations require permission from the author before you may reprint them. So they knew. And they point out more that these were all functioning as alter egos of Cody. And we talked about that. All the money's commingled. He's using all the resources for himself. It's hard to tell where they end and he begins. And because you can't, you assume they're one thing now. And that's Cody. It's just Cody under different names. He knew the infringed works belonged to Matt, and he did not have permission to exploit the works. And Cody wrote a manifesto detailing his contempt for copyright and for Matt's rights. Cody acknowledged and mocked Matt's registrations on multiple occasions. And he went to delete copyright notice from Matt's works. Defendants knew their acts constituted copyright. Their conduct is willful within the meaning of the Copyright Act. Yes. And Matt is going to continue to suffer substantial losses, but not including damage to his reputation and goodwill. And he's entitled to recover any and all damages. including profits. And remember, we don't know what those profits are going to be because they're all mixed together. We don't know. We don't know what they're going to be anymore. Cody's like Cody's like the Manifesto? It sounds like it. But we don't know what it's going to turn into. We don't know where it is. And they say Matt is eligible to cover his attorney's fees and costs of the suit pursuant to 17 U.S.C. 505. Okay, and then the false designation of origin and unfair competition. Now, in violation of 15 U.S.C. 1125A, the defendants have used in commerce a slogan, trade dress, word name, symbol, device, or any combination thereof as a false designation of origin, false or misleading description of fact, or false or misleading representation of fact, which was and is likely to cause confusion or cause mistake, and to deceive consumers as to an affiliation, connection, or association with Matt. Now, this is the issue here, is competing and using names. Well, what did they use specifically? Well, Cody changed or caused to be changed the description of the catalog. I wish I could show you the catalog, but YouTube would kill me. A category present on several of his websites under which Cody sells works and goods at the catalog change. As a part of the catalog change, Cody referred to the catalog as owned and directed by Matt LaRosiere. The catalog is a place you can go, and it's a literally catalog, like GATS. You know, he hasn't updated to like, you know, the Blizzy Central or the, you know, the Glicky Guide, which there you go, the Blicky Book. There, Matt, see, that's a free one. Free one, Matt. The Blicky Book. Or Glickygram, or you got Glickygram. I like that. I like that. I like that. I'm gonna copyright those. Actually, you know, Matt, you're gonna have to pay me for those. But he also points out the catalog is owned and directed by Matt LaRosiere. Matt LaRosiere does not own or direct the catalog. The corporate defendants, buying through the direct actions of Cody, knew or should have known the information in the catalog was misrepresentative. On Defcad, it contains over 100 separate pages purporting to be authored by the catalog and thus misattributed to and affiliated with Matt. And they talk about ghostguns.com, the website of Defense Distributed, contains at least 13 pages that explicitly misattribute and affiliate Matt by identifying Matt as owning and directing the catalog. And then on or about February 21st, Cody personally ordered Pablo Molina Diaz, an employee or contract employee of the defendant, to create a graphic containing the likeness of Matt and to present the graphic as if Matt had created it, known as the Molina Diaz work. Now, see, this would actually... Cody uploaded or caused to be uploaded the Universal Gun CAD license to the Defcad website. The post was attributed as being created by the catalog. The post contained the Molina Diaz work and 2 wrongful copyright notices purporting to be a 2024 copyright of the catalog depicted below. Now, this is a little bit chat. We're going to break this down here. We're going to break this down. They claim this is the copyright notice. And they claim this came from Matt. So the first thing you see is a FASCI, you know, the symbol of fascism. Although really the way it was held originally was in the Roman times, it was these, you were holding power, you held fasces. So when you were in charge, you had FASCI bearers. And that was the way of showing you held power, because you were bringing in these people showing your symbols of authority. So that's what those are meant to be. Now this thing, phone a friend. I mean, that's a very, it kind of looks like Matt a little bit. I kind of get where they're going. Matt does have some bushy eyebrows. He does have kind of a bushy beard, but, you know, he doesn't really have like, you know, a big old smile like this. I don't think I've ever seen him smile like that. And then this right here, guys, this is wholly unfair for Matt. Here's the problem. Matt has never worn a hat like this. Matt has never worn a hat like that. This is wholly unfair. I have seen him do his hair like this though, and it was cute. So I get why they're coming this way. Looks like me just with black hair. Yes, a little bit. Whose little kid did these? I don't know. And yes, this could have been a copyrighted picture in and of itself. And this is very likely copyrighted at some point, which is funny. But yes, there's a word search in here. You can infringement, invention, license, permission, property, secret. There's a start. Anyways, this was published. On February 21st, the works were designed to intend and misrepresent Matt's association with defendants, to mock Matt's racial background, and to falsely associate Matt with fascist ideology. I know. That's what you're supposed to associate me with. Those helicopters don't fuel themselves, chat. They also get back to April 25th with the catalog Mac 11/9 NDA to Defcad. And the Mac NDA contained an edited version of a contract signed by Matt. Cody posted, or Cosby posted, the article titled Mac 11 and the Leaderboard to the Defcad blog. So Cody made references and links to the Mac NDA post. And Cody claims that a model was gate kept but never released by the catalog. Yes, 3D printed firearms get a 25% damage buff if you put a Sonorad on them. I don't know if that's true, chat, but you might want to try. The worst thing you find out is it doesn't work, but I can't confirm that, so you're going to have to test it on your own. Amon Rez is saying, won't the judge refer them both to a prosecutor? No, this is a copyright action. It's in court. So the judge handles it. Kimchi says, why were you scrolling down? I was doing the maze. I'm sorry. You can go back and screenshot it. So in April 25th post, Cody also claims the drawings were hoarded by Matt and refers to Matt's agreement as anti-competitive and illegal, and then purports to preserve the document on Defcad. The PDF file bearing Matt's signature was intentionally edited by Cody to mislead his purpose, to affect and paint Matt in a bad light. I remember seeing that too, and I was like, what the fuck? I had asked Matt, like, what's the deal with that? I'm like, that seems like bullshit. So Cody knew or should have known the statements he made in the April blog post were material misleading because he himself edited the Mac NDA post to make Matt appear to be hoarding information. Cody also acknowledged that the SF5 files were registered with the Copyright Office. I mean, the judge could just be like, what the fuck are these guys doing? No, he won't. The judge is going to look at this and say, is it copyright or not? And he's going to see, Cody acting like a big fucking dickhead, violating copyright. He's going to see Matt trying to be a good boy and not violate copyright and uphold the law and be a good boy. So they point out they have willfully infringed upon Matt's copyrights. They have made material misrepresentations of descriptions and have falsely attributed numerous times these being to Matt. And as a direct and proximate result, Matt continues to suffer irreparable harm to his reputation and business goodwill and associated common law rights. Yes, to be associated as you wish and you decide, not how Cody decides. So they want Cody to be enjoined from further infringement of Matt's works and further false designations. And then the third cause of action is unauthorized publication of name or likeness under Florida law. So they talk about, for purposes of trade or for any commercial likeness or advertising purpose, publish, print, or display the name, photograph, or likeness of the plaintiff without the plaintiff's consent. So in this case, Matt. They've used Matt's name, photograph, and/or likeness and have falsely designated their activities being approved by Matt or in affiliation with Matt. And they made material representations and descriptions of fact and have falsely attributed numerous items as those being of Matt's. And this, once again, has harmed Matt's reputation, and business goodwill in his common law rights. All 3/5 of them. Well, actually, half of 3/5, because only half. Oof. Plaintiff is entitled to injunctive relief from defendant's unauthorized publication of his name and likeness. Yes, I think so too. I think he should be. Matt is entitled to the recovery of likeness of damages. The unauthorized publication of his name and likeness, including an amount which would have been a reasonable royalty. Because remember, guys, when you sign out, I let you use my name. I'm entitled to royalties on things you're selling or business you're doing. So Matt is entitled to royalty. So not only are we talking about profits, sure, there's a profit angle, but there's also royalty. So it's not just the profits. The profits Cody Wilson made from selling Matt's stuff. But then also the royalty, a reasonable royalty, Matt would have been able to charge Cody on top of that for using his name and likeness and his, false attribution there. So it's even more money. That's even more money on top of things. Leo says, I wonder if a 3D printed pump action 12 gauge is feasible. I mean, I don't see why you couldn't 3D print, a pump, and then you're 3D printing the receiver. I don't know. I don't know if that would work. I'm sure somebody's trying to work on that. Anyways, punitive or exemplary damages here as the conduct is willful. And then unjust enrichment under common law. Guys, unjust enrichment is that's a basic tort claim. It's an old tort claim. It's a common law claim. And basically, what they've done is you've done something, you weren't entitled to the enrichment. You've conferred a benefit upon Cody with other intangibles associated with his work that were unauthorized. Cody knew the benefit was conferred upon him and has intentionally and voluntarily retained the benefit for his own work. So if you give somebody money and they don't sell you the item, you can sue them for unjust enrichment, not only for theft or conversion, but unjust enrichment is another legal theory. So that's how you get around issues of, like, if you sell a piece of land and there's no written document, so there's a statute of frauds issue. Well, I wrote the guy $100,000 check. Well, why did I give you $100,000? Well, it was for the sale of land. Well, then give me my money back. No. Well, you have to compensate. There's unjust enrichment. It is a common law tort. It's been around forever. So that's why that's listed here. It's always a good fallback. The circumstances render Cody's retention of the benefit inequitable unless Cody pays Matt the reasonable value of the benefit. So even if Matt were to lose on all these copyright claims, he could still win on unjust enrichment. He took Matt's shit and made money off of it. So even without copyright, it's unjust enrichment. There's a prayer for relief. A preliminary and permanent injunction against Cody using the works. Award Matt statutory damages for the infringements. Enhance Matt's awards due to defendant's willful conduct. And a preliminary and permanent injunction preventing Cody from designating unauthorized and false designations of origin regarding stuff that's come in and stuff he's putting there. Plaintiff's damages, a preliminary and permanent injunction preventing the unauthorized use of his name and likeness, a reasonable royalty, the reasonable value of the unjust benefits conferred upon him. So once again, like I said, Matt can always get all this money on the back end through unjust enrichment. But here's the thing, guys. He's not going to lose the copyright. Okay? No, we have not talked about the Alyssa clip yet, guys. He is not. He's like, so here's the deal, guys. Matt's going to win a copyright. All right? He's going to, like, these claims he's going to win. Cody's going to have a tough time. And I mean, obviously, one of the arguments Cody's probably going to make is, well, this is all unconstitutional. The Lanham Act's unconstitutional. Here's what's going to happen. The court's going to say no. Cody really doesn't have a leg to stand on right now. I think he thought Matt didn't have the balls to sue him and was hoping for that. At some point, this is probably going to get referred to court mediation, and I'm sure the mediator is going to tell Cody, you need to fucking settle. And Cody's not going to do that, so it's going to go to a trial. And yeah, Cody's going to get smoked. And then once he gets smoked, Matt could go after him, because at that point, Matt's going to win. He's going to get a judgment. Now, Matt's going to have to go to Texas to execute that judgment. But he will be able to. And he'll be able to have the help of the marshals, U.S. Marshal Service. He could go execute a judgment from federal court out in Tejas. And he could start taking Cody's shit. Now, he's not going to be able to take Cody's house probably, but he can walk into Defcad, walk in all those places and be like, all this is mine now. So, Joseph Houghton saying, what happened to Cody? I think Cody put on the Baldo. In the metaphorical Baldo. He didn't put on the real Baldo. Oh, Cody's house isn't owned by Cody. Ooh. So who owns the house? Because I assume Texas has a Homestead Act, which would protect it. So, Ivan, that's interesting. You guys have done your homework. Who is Cody? Cody Wilson, the original, like kind of like the OG of the 3D printed firearms. The OG of 3D printed firearms. Made it big. A holding company to hide who owns it. Well, that won't last for long when you go to start securing things and putting liens on things. Yes, Cody's company owns it. Yeah, I'm sure he does in one form or another. Yeah, he put it in a shell corp for privacy reasons, which is kind of funny. Yes, but he's not going to be able to hide it. After a while, you start peeling all these layers back when it comes time to collect a judgment. So, Mike says, if you use your house for your business, is it still your house? That's where it depends. Depends on how your state looks at things. Depends on what exactly you're doing. But there's times where he could be, maybe Matt will get Cody's house. That would be hilarious. And then Matt should turn around and let the fire department practice burning out the rooms one by one. That would be a hilarious way to handle it. All right, guys. So, real quick, we've got some super chats to get through. Drew K says for $10. Hey, Sean, my little brother's in a bit of trouble. If someone grabs your wife's butt and you hit him about 5 times, what do you think the chances of beating an ag assault charge are? Is that here in Ohio, Drew? Because if it's not, I don't know. But if it's here in Ohio, I mean, that's a 4th-degree felony. I mean, he could probably get it knocked down to like a misdemeanor assault, maybe, but that's going to depend on his record and just how bad the other guy got fucked up. Although it sounds like it wasn't felonious assault, so it was just slight harm. Some harm, some bodily harm, not serious bodily harm. So, I mean, it's better than nothing, but he might have his work cut out for him. But email me if you want to email me, potentiallycriminal@gmail.com. I can be happy to talk to you about it. I just don't know the answer right at the top of my head without knowing more facts. But, yeah, thank you, Drew. Bass has been a member of 3 months. It's Spattered Bows. Yes. Sarah Boone's best defense. And Quizat's Hatterack says, Nick Ricada told me I could come on your grave. Yes. I don't know if that's a good strategy or not, chat. Yes, Torgo the White says Matt's defending his copyright and sticking to Cody for shitbag behavior. Yep. No one, an Arcade Outpost says, no one appreciated my Defcad for Cody pun. So I will immortalize it in a super chat. Well, thank you. Unhung Hero for $2 says, Anna Kasparian on potentially criminal when? I don't know. Like I said, we're going to have to take a look at that because I have no idea how that went. And Devil Eye Devil says, Matt will feel the embrace of our 8 loving tentacles. The Leviathan Legion is strong. Oof. And at 688 attack sub, yes, the venerable Los Angeles class is saying, my grandfather was a B-17 tail gunner in World War II, and he passed away this week. Rip to Corporal E.T. Flood, and bless you for your service. Well, sorry to hear your grandfather passing away. I mean, that's it's nice to you got to experience him for as long as you did, and yeah, he's probably one of the few left. So as they're going away very soon, we're going to be no more people left from World War II, including people who may or may not decide to event that's highly in question. So, but yes, to your grandpa, rest in peace. And job well done says A team reigns supreme. No, S class is the best class. Can we 3D print in a B-17 tail pew? Yeah. It sounds like Mr. Sniper saying it sounds like FuddBusters and Ivan have been able to break the corporation seal from the filings. Yeah, it sounds like they figured it out. I know Matt was already working on a lot of this. I just didn't know how far down they had dug already, but yes. It was interesting to see this happening. I didn't get a chance to see the whole document, but it's very well put together. Really like it. So, anyways, this is all done. They want plaintiff's fees and attorney's costs. An award plaintiff any other relief this honorable court deems just and proper is the last of it here. And it's signed by Zach Zermay, Esquire, who is down in Key West, Florida. That's a long way to go, man. Down in Key West. But that is a counsel for Matt if you wish to contact him and tell him he's doing good work for defending a good boy like Matt. So there we go, guys. That's the entirety of it. Yes, restart from the top. No, we're not doing a restart. Yeah, now lick the bottle. Yeah, I'm good. Didn't need to slam a double to honor the man either. No. And you were hold on here. What was the question? When am I going to be in the King of Hammers? Is late January. Is off the chain. When am I in Southern California? I've never been to Southern California, so that's part of the issue there. Never been to SoCal. Let's go off roading in late January. Well, your truck's going to need a lot of power to haul my ass around, Abel. But that'd be fun. But no, never been out that way. Never been. I've been as far west as Kansas City. I've never been farther west. It's a shame. I want to go farther west some point coming up in like the next year or two. I think it'd be fun to go see the West. So hold on here. Okay. Oh, so it was in Montana, no priors. And I think the duty beat up didn't need a hospital visit. The wife did report it, but I was told they didn't really believe her. Okay. I mean, I think he's probably got a good chance. I mean, but that's the issue of punching a bunch of times is grabbing, like that's the problem. Like a lot of places, even in Montana, especially, they probably understand once. They might understand twice, but then like 3, 4, 5. I don't know if they're going to understand that. That's the that's where it's probably going to get a little sketchy. But hopefully he's got a good attorney and it can get knocked down. Good luck to your brother. Clyde needs a vacation to the left coast. Yes. Too scared to go down south to Merida. I wouldn't go. Well, I don't want to go to Mexico anyway. There's a lot of places I'd like to go. I think it'd be fun to go like Argentina. It looks really nice down there. Don't let the evaporated part hit the carpet. Yeah, no, you don't have to worry about that. I'm good. The traffic in SoCal makes Cleveland traffic seem cordial, relaxed, and friendly. I've been told that. Obscure says, we need to get you down here on the airboat for a weekend. Gator hunting season just started. Well, I have family down in Florida. That could be fun. Yeah, I'd love to go on airboat and do all that. Gator hunting sounds like a total blast. Although just bow fishing in general down in Florida sounds like a lot of fun. And if you guys didn't know that, yes, you can fish with a bow and arrow. You attach a reel to the front of your bow and you tie a tie a line to your arrow, and you just right to like raise another fish, and they swim along, and you yank them back in. The gator hit the soundboard. Ask Matt to give you a ride in his 300T. Yes, bow fishing is a great time. I've heard that. Patty says, isn't Argentina where they did the famous helicopter rides? No, that was in Chile. Chile's where they did the helicopter rides. And Paraguay and Uruguay did C-130 flights where they flew out in the ocean about 50 miles and shoved people out the back of C-130s in the middle of the night. So they all had their own flavor on doing stuff. And no, in Argentina, Juan Perón just fucking killed people. So it's different. Manny B says, can you say Lions win in overtime? Well, like, I guess. I guess you can. Pinochet is right about commies. Yes, he was. So, cruise on over through Ilernia and Ilgrave. Lingrave. Chile, isn't that where Chief Red Pill is from? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, mi general. Okay, Patrick says, swallow my pride and paid for that M249 in full. Now I just need to wait. Hey, you know what? You're gonna have retail value on that. And at some point, maybe, and at some point, should the laws change, you might be able to take like your, a little bit of like a milling machine and like I'm sure there's a way you could alter that if it came to it. Just saying. But for now, it'll be a lot of fun. And now you can put a bump stock on it. So there you go. So it's not, all is not lost. So guys, these Topo Chicos, this is strawberry guava. Not a bad flavor. Not a bad flavor. El Blanco, Claw El Blanco. It's not bad. In Argentina, the dead bodies get free helicopter rides. Yes. So Ben Shapiro's grandfather was a bar of soap. Oh, no. All right, chat. So, all right, real quick, we're going to watch this Anna Kasparian thing, I guess. We'll take a look at it. All right, let's see here. All right, we'll get this Alyssa clip up because I want to see this. We might as well. No homemade seltzers? No, not right now. All right, let's see. What do we got? Okay, so guys, if you don't know who Anna Kasparian is, she was on the she is on the Young Turks, and she is famous. Like, we remember her for the longest time as being in the aftermath of the 2016 election, when the meltdown was happening on the Young Turks, and she did that whole "fuck you, yeah, I'm better than you" and all that. Yes, that happened. But since 2020, she has really had kind of like an epiphany and been coming around to things. And she's been kind of like getting based a little bit more as time goes on. I've actually been very impressed with it. A lot of pushback. She's kind of like, the scales have fallen from her eyes in more than one way or another. And she's on with Sitch and Adam, and Sitch and Adam are, I think you'd call them probably like the most uber of the centrists out there. They are like, they pride themselves on being centrist, and I'll give them credit. They stick to their guns, even to the point where all the left is screaming at and crying at them now, because they're still centrist. But, I'll give them credit. They're hanging in there with it. And yeah, well, she get mugged? I don't know if she got mugged, but anyway. Like I said, I'll give her credit. I will give her credit on her positions evolving over time. And she's been brutally honest about that. So, like I said, I'll give her credit. So here we go. Here's apparently what's going on, though.
By the way, I have to say something before I forget. You guys really did me dirty with something.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So You guys did a stream, I don't know,
Uh-huh.
months and months ago about some law tuber named Nick Rekieta. And I thought it was like such a juicy story that I started like reading about it myself and watching some videos about it. And now I'm like, it's like my guilty pleasure drama. I'm following very closely. And I like know who Aaron Imholt is from Steel Toe Morning Show. Who, by the way, like did
he was just indicted, for revenge porn.
Revenge. He did revenge porn on his stream, and he like ended up getting indicted for it. That story is like the gift that keeps on giving. It is
How
amazing.
did he do revenge porn on his stream? What are you talking? How do you do that?
Okay, so this is what happened. Finally, we talk about the issues that matter.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
So Nick Rekieta was this, or is this, like law tuber who became more and more prominent as he was covering high-profile cases like the Amber Heard Johnny Depp one. I think the Kyle Rittenhouse one as well. I didn't know about him until you guys covered that whole thing that happened recently.
Zero fucks, thank you for that. Have you subbed?
He and his wife end up swinging with Aaron Imholt and his wife. Aaron Imholt is the host of that Steel Toe Morning Show thing in Minnesota. So they all live in Minnesota. They start swinging. What appears to have happened is they seem to have like kicked Aaron Imholt out of the polycule or whatever.
Oh my God.
But they were sharing messages with each other on Signal. And I guess Nick Rekieta's wife had shared some racy images of herself in that Signal chat. Aaron Imholt saved it, and then after,
he showed those on stream.
He didn't show them, but he sent one of the photos to another person that was on his stream, and like they were talking about the image, and he said something along the lines of like, man, your boy didn't do too bad, did he? Or something like that. So, and by the way, this entire time he's been like really running his mouth about the Requetas and about his now ex-wife. And so I was like, man, you are playing with fire because you have done some stuff on your stream that I'm sure they can use against you. And guess what? They did. And so he ended up getting it. I mean,
my God, this is great.
They don't know how to stop. It's amazing. Like it's the train wreck that you can't look away from. I even started reading Kiwi Farms about it. Like, I've
you've gone down a dark path. Like,
I know.
It's so funny.
Oh no, Hannah, you're on the farms now. So Anna even knows about Stonies. Just wait, she's gonna start talking about fucking Stonies on the Young Turks or something one day. That'll be the best. That'll be full meta. That's when the meme universe will have fully connected.
Because like after we covered it, kind of the original drama, I haven't like really bothered to keep up on any of these updates.
What? So Sitch, how dare you?
It's funny that you've become like so engrossed in this.
Everyone needs a distraction. It's like the perfect distraction after like a long day of, producing and hosting TYT. I get to come home and it's like, oh, what's the latest?
It's juicy drama. Yeah, I see Nate Delore talking about it all the time. I'll have to catch up on it. But... Okay, that's hilarious.
We'll see if Rekieta gets out of it. So I'm not sure.
Yeah,
we've had Rekieta on the show before. Sitch argued with Rekieta over the elector stuff, right?
Nick and Aaron love this. Oh, I don't know about Nick.
The Rumble Fuentes stuff.
We did one stream with him that got so frustrating because he kept getting drunker and drunker and drunker.
Yeah. Someone's asking if I've subbed to... I haven't subbed to any of this stuff. I just know about the channels and I keep up with them. But Potentially Criminal, yes, I'm familiar with that channel.
He's been on our show too. He's a good guy. Yeah.
Oh my God. We made it, chat. We made it to the top of the mountain, and it is beautiful. Yes, we are at the dimensional merge. My God, the prophecy is true. Yeah, she's revealing her power level. I know she is. Oh, I laugh if she's fucking subbed to me. She'd be like, I think his takes on Nick are very interesting, but he seems like a psychopath every other time. Oh, God, I thought it was big. Is Anna here right now? I doubt it. See, I thought Mr. Medicare knowing who I was a big deal. But Anna Kasperi knows who I am. It's like, ha ha. Yes, I'm the new TYT correspondent. Oh, not gonna lie, Sean, this timeline just got a little better. Yes, it did, but oh my god, the story got a little better. Like, seriously, Anna's gonna talk about Stonies at some point, or Nick Rekieta at some point. I guarantee she's gonna, like, she'll be talking to Cenk, and they're talking about, like, you know, Kamala Harris and her fiscal policy, and he'll be like, Cenk, do you know what a baldo is? I'm on my way to 100,000 subs. Maybe. Yes. Hi, Anna, if you're out there and you're listening about these guys in their 3D printed gun suit. The copyright over 3D printed guns. But yes, on my way to 1 million subs. Yes. Hassan's going to learn about me. The Jimmy Dore is going to learn about me. Oh my God, everybody's going to know about me, chat. Tim Walls will have to answer the Stonies question. Yes. Neo Phantom Gamer says Kate is still not a big a cuck as Motorola is. I get that reference. I understood that reference. If she get Trump to tweet and I'll be bigger than Gamergate, yes. Yes, does she know me as the fat guy Jim yelled at? I'm like, no, it's Nick, but Jim knows me as the fat guy Nick yelled at. Oh. Does Anna know about Nick's drawing of her? Oh my God. Oh no. Oh boy. Oh boy. Mrs. Hayes, don't forget. It says don't forget about it, Sean. 07. Yes. There's some 07s in the chat earlier too. Yeah, guys, I'm not going nowhere. We're not going. Chat, as much as I like to think we see the top of the mountain. We're not going anywhere, chat. We're still here. Says Alyssa, clip that. Yes. Clip that, Alyssa. Oh my gosh. Maddox is the bar Aaron does stand up at. Fallen Preacher says, I missed some lore. What is the Stonies question? Stonies is it's Stonies Bar and Grill. Stonies Bar and Grill located at 158 East Broadway Street in Rockville, Minnesota. Stonies, with home of the Thursday night $2 cans. Stonies is are also celebrating 30 years. Stonies is a bar that Aaron Imhold on the Steel Toe Morning Show is sponsored by, and he always does plugs for. And I started doing them as a joke to be a smartass, and Aaron kind of liked it, so I've done it. I've been willingly kept on being a smartass about it, and I've done them once in a while for Aaron. So, yeah. You're having a 1 million sub gift that will never get sent. Yes. Oh, play the commercial. That is the commercial. Yes, that's our first meetup location. Yes, that will be. And have I ever built ships and bottles? No, but I can do it because I don't have that tremor thing people have. That what do they call it? What's that thing called? Where people have a tremor, but they don't have Parkinson's or nothing. But no, I got steady hands, chat. I can do it. Necessary tremor, I think is what they call it. It's what? Essential tremor. Okay. No, not delirium tremors. No, Nick has delirium tremors. I have the essential tremor is what some people have who they shake when they try to do things. I don't have that. I got fucking iron hands, chat. Iron hand. So I don't drink a lot. Well, no, people who don't drink a lot still have tremors too. I could be a surgeon. Yes, I could have been. Just can't get the chip yips. Yes, withdrawals. Yes, delirium tremors are a withdrawal symptom when you're withdrawing from alcohol, when you're drying out. And even after you do dry out, you shake like a leaf. I had a law school professor who was a hardcore alcoholic. We didn't realize that at first, but he came back in the spring semester, sobered up, and he was shaking trying to write. So, Fallen Preacher said, I stopped painting minis because of the tremors. It sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, but the essential tremors can be rough. Yes, Hassan and Cenk are related. Yes, they are nephew. Well, Chank is the uncle, Hassan is the nephew. I was about to say it the other way around. That wouldn't have worked. Okay, so you've had essential tremors since a child, and everyone thinks you drink too much coffee. Yeah, that sucks, man. I haven't had those, but I'm glad I don't. Joseph's saying, "Do Nick and Aaron love this?" Aaron probably loves this. Aaron loves this. Nick probably not so much. I mean, I know Nick wanted to do the whole PR thing. And he had like the news kind of downplaying all the involvements. But when people on the Young Turks know what you're doing, I'm sure Nick is gonna get really mad tonight. There'll be a rough night tonight for Nick. It'll be a rough night in the Baldo bunker. That's a shame, says gobble, 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 gobble. Oh no, are you making an Acer Thorn reference? No, that scares me. Stephen Cooper says for $5, I did not have the Anna Kasparian potentially criminal merge in my bingo card. Yes. Bella says Aaron can't mention this though, can he? He could say I heard Anna Kasparian mention my name. Why can't he? He could say that part. It'd be like I said, the problem for Aaron is because he talks for a living, you just go and go and go and go and go. It's going to be really tough for him to say, I'm only going to focus on saying, hey guys, Anna Kasparian knew we exist, and then not touch on the rest. But if he can do it because that doesn't mention Kayla. Yes. So Anna's going to get shower texts. Yes, she will. Oh, no, it was one of us. It was a Freaks One of Us Resist reference. Oh, okay, sorry. I wasn't sure. So, all right, guys, that is it for tonight. It is midnight. Reformed convicts, been in America for 10 months. Good to see you, man. It's been a little while. It's saying, I only having one, but no tremors, you bigot. Well, we're glad you're here. Thank you for stopping in tonight, man. Davel says, whenever there's a dimensional merge, someone gets arrested. Dibs, not it. I know, not it. Although Nick already got arrested, so there you go. Or Aaron got arrested. Took care of it. Yes, Anna, if you hear a shower running, hang up the phone and run. So, all right, chat. That is it for tonight. Guys, enjoy your week. Starting tomorrow in the afternoon, we are going to start the Michael Amiot trial. Like I said before, he is a police officer that was out here in Cleveland area. He had a misdemeanor trial over a police stop and a traffic stop, and he's accused of using unlawful force against a guy. And it's interesting because it's about an assault. It's not about a murder. It's not about anything like that. It's an assault charge and a deprivation of rights charge. And that's all. That's all it is. There's no felonies either. It's only misdemeanors. But I think it's an interesting case because you can watch it, and I can see either way why people might think one way or another. But I think it'll be worth watching. I think it'll be a lot of fun, and we'll be doing that tomorrow afternoon. So, guys, remember until next time, just because you did it does not mean you're guilty, unless you're an idiot like Cody Wilson and you're breaking copyright law and being a general piece of shit, and also texting underage girls and trying to meet up with them for stuff, because you are guilty of that too. So, anyways, good night, chat, and take care, everybody.
Weapons, blacksmithing, and models of planes, esoteric works, and even some trains. Much merriment had while drinking White Claws, tips on hunting, and even talking the law. Whatever you do, just don't talk to cops, even when they nab you on illegal stops. Just 'cause you did it doesn't mean you're guilty, but please talk to a local attorney. Was that the fat guy that Kaden yelled at? Why, yes it was, he even knows he's fat. potentially criminal show.
Booyah, he's right here. That's right. Booyah.